Hello, my name is Chad. I am back to show the latest additions to my Harry Connick Jr. vinyl collection. Before I get started with that, I want to mention that Harry Connick Jr. is going on tour this summer. I have my tickets to see Harry in July 2026. I am so excited to be seeing Harry live again in concert. Let me know in the comments if you're going to be seeing Harry on this tour. All right, let's get started with the records. The first one I'm going to show is a 7-inch single. This was released in 1990. Side A is We Are in Love, and side B is It Had to Be You. This was made in Holland, and it is on the Columbia label. The next few records I'm going to show are all soundtracks. I did decide to go down the rabbit hole of collecting soundtracks that contain Harry Connick Jr. songs, and it's been quite a journey. The first one I'm going to show is from 1990. This is The Godfather Part 3. The Harry Connick Jr. song on this album is Promise Me You'll Remember. This is a 1990 first US pressing. I am not going to take it out of the protective plastic sleeve. The reason for that is the jacket still has the original shrink wrap from 1990 on it with the original hype sticker still intact. That was very important for me in tracking down a copy of this album, is to make sure that it had the original hype sticker. And that was not easy, but I found this beautiful near mint copy. And the hype sticker says, Promise Me You'll Remember. Love theme from The Godfather Part 3. Vocals by Harry Connick Jr. And this is on the Columbia label. I also picked up a Music on Vinyl edition. This is part of their At the Movies series. If you've been following my videos, you might remember in my first video, I showed 3 different versions of When Harry Met Sally that Music on Vinyl released, all part of their At the Movies series. Each was a different color vinyl. And so I wanted to get this one because, again, it's part of the At the Movies series. And so I figured that would be a nice addition to my collection to go along with When Harry Met Sally. This is a limited edition of 500 copies on red vinyl. And here is the record. It's a nice bright red. There's one thing I'm slightly disappointed about in this edition. This comes in a pretty flimsy sleeve, whereas When Harry Met Sally, these all came in these really nice envelopes with a sticker that kind of seals the back closed. So it's just a really nice packaging that they did with When Harry Met Sally. And I thought, with it being all part of the At the Movies series, that this one would have that same type of packaging with the nice seal on the back. But this is just a pretty flimsy sleeve that they put this one in. But it does still have the hype sticker on the front there that says it's limited to 500 copies on red vinyl. The next record is from 1994. This is probably the rarest record in this video, and that is music from the motion picture The Mask. This album was only released on vinyl as a promotional copy. It only came in a plain white generic sleeve with the white label. It says down here at the bottom, demonstration not for sale. The Harry Connick Jr. song on this album is I Could Only Whisper Your Name, which is from Harry Connick Jr.'s 1994 album, She. And you can see it mentions that song on the hype sticker of that album. This is a record that I never thought that I would own, This one is really hard to come by. A copy, this copy actually, came up for sale recently on Discogs, and I jumped on it, and now it's in my collection. Up next is the reissue of the 1993 soundtrack to Sleepless in Seattle. The Harry Connick Jr. song on this album is A Wink and a Smile, which is the second track on side 2. This reissue was released in 2017. I would love to get a 1993 first pressing of this, but online they're priced at more than I'm willing to pay, so this is going to have to do for now. This is on a color that they call Sunset. It's this really cool purple, blue, pink swirl. And the last soundtrack I have to show is music from the motion picture One Fine Day. This soundtrack was originally released in 1996. This vinyl edition was released in 2023. The Harry Connick Jr. song on this album is This Guy's in Love with You, which is track 4 on side 2. This is not actually a reissue because 2023 was the first time that this soundtrack was released on vinyl. There were 2 different versions that were released in 2023. There's this one, which is on this green colored vinyl. And then there's another one which I don't have yet, which is the Barnes & Noble's edition, which was released on red vinyl. I'm looking to pick up a copy of the Barnes & Noble edition just to have it. You can get it for pretty cheap, so I think I will at some point pick up a copy of that. But for now, this is perfectly fine as an addition to my collection. The last record I have to show in this video is a 7-inch single for the Jack White song, That Black Bat Licorice. Now you may be asking yourself, why am I showing a Jack White record in a Harry Connick Jr. video? Well, side B, Jack White covers the Harry Connick Jr. song, Blue Light, Red Light, Someone's There. I've known about this for quite some time and finally decided to pick up a copy of this single. And there is side B with Blue Light, Red Light, Someone's There. I'm a pretty big Jack White fan. I own all of his solo albums. I own most of the White Stripes albums. That Black Bat Licorice is off of this album here, Lazaretto, which is a really great album. I've seen Jack White in concert, so it only made sense for me to pick up this record of Jack White covering Harry Connick Jr. That'll do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing these records and the various soundtracks that Harry has appeared on. Those aren't the only soundtracks that Harry Connick Jr. has songs on. Those are just the ones that have been released on vinyl. Again, Harry Connick Jr. is going out on tour this summer. I cannot wait to see him again in July. I hope that you'll go out and see him as well. It is a fantastic show if you've never seen him live. If you have, you know how great he is. So that is it for this video. Thank you for watching.